Evolution of Princess Fiona. Fiona makes her debut in the 2001 animated movie, Shrek, which is the first production of the Shrek franchise, loosely based on the 1990 children's picture book with the same name, as a secondary protagonist, voiced by Cameron Diaz. Here, she initially appears as a young woman of average height and slim figure, with long red hair and a crown, having fair skin with freckles and blue eyes, and wearing a long, green gown and a small necklace. However, despite her originally being born a princess to the king and queen of the far, far away kingdom, when she was very little, she was cursed by a witch to transform into an ogre form from sunset to sunrise, which can only be broken by the kiss of her true love, whose form she'll take as a result, and then for this reason relocated and locked in a dragon-guarded castle by her parents. In the story, after she's saved by Shrek, whom she absolutely didn't expect to be an ogre, she at first behaves like a stereotypical fairy tale princess, speaking formally and expecting everything to go like in a fairy tale, but then reveals her true self, being an independent and strong woman with a mastery of hand-to-hand combat and martial arts, as well as a match for Shrek in his bad habits. And although initially they can't stand each other and have a lot of disagreements and misunderstandings, with her even telling Shrek that she will marry Lord Farquaad out of sheer spite, they eventually share their true love for each other after Shrek confesses his love for her. And they defeat Lord Farquaad, resulting in them kissing and Fiona taking her ogre form permanently, with them marrying and journeying out for their honeymoon at the end. Next, Fiona reappears in the 2001 first musical short, Shrek in the Swamp Karaoke Dance Party, set a bit before she and Shrek venture on their honeymoon in the previous movie, singing about love and dancing with all the other characters. In the 2003 4D animated short Shrek 4D, which is set after the movie Shrek, and before its sequel Shrek 2, Fiona appears, first sitting in a carriage on her way to celebrate her honeymoon with Shrek and crying because the carriage is actually made of a big onion, but then getting captured by one of Lord Farquaad's henchmen, according to his order, since he resurrected as a ghost. However, as soon as Farquaad prepares to kill her to take her as his ghost wife, Shrek, Donkey and Dragon save her and safely deliver her to the hotel honeymoon, where she kisses Shrek. Fiona reappears in the 2004 second animated movie in the franchise, Shrek 2, also voiced by Cameron Diaz. Here, now permanently in the form of an ogre, having returned from her honeymoon, she accepts the invitation of her parents, King Harold and Queen Lillian, who want to celebrate her marriage, and goes with Shrek to the far, far away kingdom. Upon their arrival, the strong and independent princess has to face real trials, such as a tense relationship with Shrek due to her father, who treated him very coldly after seeing that he was an ogre, and that Fiona decided to become an ogre forever because of him. And with strong pressure from her parents and her fairy godmother, who blackmailed them and wanted her to marry her son, Prince Charming, without thinking about her feelings at all, and what she really needs for happiness. Sometime after, she got unexpectedly turned human again, due to Shrek taking a magic potion that turned him and his love into beautiful versions, in hopes of rekindling their love for each other. However, right after this, Godmother took the opportunity and tricked Fiona into thinking that Prince Charming was Shrek, since she didn't know what Shrek actually looked like in human form, almost forcing her to marry him. But in the end, once she meets the real Shrek, she headbutts Charming and later witnesses Godmother's defeat and her father's transformation into a frog, who apologizes and blesses their marriage, after which she almost kisses Shrek, but then decides to wait until midnight to become ogres again and live happily ever after together. Following, Fiona reappears in the 2004 musical short Far, Far Away Idol during the end of Shrek 2 in a role of a judge, together with Shrek and Simon Cowell, during a singing competition among the fairy tale characters. Next, Fiona reappears in the 2007 movie sequel Shrek the Third, being prepared to rule the kingdom of Far, Far Away after her father becomes very ill and then dies. However, since Fiona and Shrek decided to decline the offer, they started to look for the next suitable heir to the throne, which turned out to be her very young and unsuspecting cousin, Arthur Pendragon. During this time, Fiona has already brought up the topic of them having children several times, with Shrek dismissing it every time and upsetting her as a result, after which she collects her bravery and decides to come clean to Shrek about the fact that she's actually already pregnant, leaving him shocked as he sails away to deliver Arthur. Soon after, while Shrek is away, she hosts a baby shower with her mom and other princesses, but behind the scenes, Prince Charming decided to capture everyone and overtake the kingdom, from whom Fiona and others tried to escape, but then got betrayed by Rapunzel, who planned to become the next queen herself, and locked in a prison. Here, Fiona, having the skill of rallying other people, began raising their spirits and encouraging them to fight back, with her mom even breaking the wall with her head. At the end, as a band of fighter princesses with Fiona as their leader, they break into the castle and stop Charming before he can execute Shrek and overtake the kingdom. During the last scene, Fiona has given birth to their 3 ogre babies, Felicia, Farkle and Fergus, and shown caring for them alongside Shrek and their friends. Next, in the 2007 Christmas short special, Shrek the Halls, Fiona appears, being reluctantly promised by Shrek to expect a family celebration of Christmas, which she really wanted. She is soon surprised by all his efforts in decorating their house, and also decides to help him prepare all the necessary things and make everything even better. However, on Christmas night, the chaos of the celebration proved to be too much, and Fiona left very saddened with their children after Shrek had kicked out everyone and ruined the Christmas spirit. As she walks away with everyone else, she tells Donkey that they didn't plan a huge celebration, but rather a quiet family night together, after which they encounter Shrek, who apologizes and invites them back, making Fiona happy again. At the end, they all gather together in their house and listen to Shrek's Christmas stories. Fiona appears next in the 2008 Broadway musical Shrek the Musical, which is based on the first 2001 movie, mainly replaying her original role, portrayed originally by Sutton Foster. In addition to retelling her story from the first movie, the musical also depicts Fiona during her childhood, as she dreams of the brave knight, who will one day rescue her from her tower and end her curse with the true love's kiss, and also as she grows into a teenager and then a strong woman, while never losing her hope for her happy ever after. Fiona returns in the 2010 fourth sequel movie Shrek Forever After, also being voiced by Cameron Diaz. After having their 3 babies, Fiona was happy with her life and family, achieving the most important thing in life. However, soon the peace and harmony in their family began to crumble as Shrek grew more and more irritated, tired and angry, culminating in him ruining their children's birthday party and saying to Fiona that he wished to return back to the time before he rescued her, shocking and upsetting her greatly. Soon after, Fiona was changed and relocated to an alternate reality, all because of Shrek's mistaken cooperation with Rumpelstiltskin, where she never met Shrek, was never rescued by anyone, and thus was still cursed, in addition to her bitterness, anger, and disillusionment after her parents lost everything and she and all other ogres were put in danger and hunted, all because of Rumpelstiltskin. In this reality, she left the castle herself and became a sole leader of the ogre resistance fighters, now wearing armor and weapons and having long and loose hair, believing the power of true love to be foolish and unrealistic and relying only on her strength and independence. Despite this, she still had some kindness, care, and love inside her, which she displayed after Shrek came to her, and she got to know him better, as she trained him and taught him about the situation they were in. At the end, even though she was deeply hurt and hopeless, having only one goal in life, to restore the kingdom and defeat Rumpelstiltskin, she did fall in love with Shrek after witnessing his bravery and true love, their courageous and victorious fight with Rumpelstiltskin, and then being told a story from their reality, where they had a happy family with children, after which she kissed him with the true love's kiss and restored their normal reality, where they happily reunited as a family with a new spark in their love. In the 2010 Christmas short Donkey's Caroling Christmas-tacular, which is the second Christmas production based on the Shrek movies, set right after the events of Shrek Forever After, Fiona appears preparing to celebrate Christmas with her children and Shrek, as well as singing Christmas songs with the group of other ogres and their friends. Next, Fiona reappears in the 2010 Christmas short, Shrek's Yule log, which centers around a virtual Yule log and periodically comes to it to do various things, such as placing milk and cookies for Santa and helping Cookie to crack open a nut, using her martial arts. In the 2010 Halloween special Scared Shrekless, Fiona mainly appears at the beginning, celebrating Halloween with her triplets and Shrek, and also at the end, scaring Donkey with Shrek and the babies, as well as throwing eggs at people at the end. Fiona appears next in the 2011 Halloween short, Thriller Night, which is a parody adaptation of Michael Jackson's music video Thriller, now being voiced by Holly Fields. At the beginning, she tries to encourage and cheer up Shrek, who was disappointed after watching a bad movie, but then, on their way home, as they come to a nearby cemetery, a large number of villains and other characters resurrect and transform into zombies, most shockingly, alongside Fiona herself, who then begin to dance and, at the end, march toward Shrek to eat him, waking him up as a result and revealing that he was dreaming. Then, Fiona makes a cameo in the 2022 animated movie, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, at the beginning of a new opening logo for DreamWorks Animation. In the 2026 fifth sequel in the franchise called Shrek 5, Fiona appears in a new design, looking a bit older and with a bit different face proportions and brighter green skin. Here, she is also shown as Shrek's loving wife and the mother of their already teenage children, reprised again by Cameron Diaz.